Did you know that there are only 3 exercises for growing huge biceps? I had to learn this harsh truth when I was 13 years old. I thought I had to be doing 5 or 6 exercises and growing my biceps, thinking that I would have a bicep peak, but it just stayed flat. Because of this, the research that I did made me realize that I was wrong this whole time. Once I figured out what prevented me in getting more bicep gains, I solved it, and my results just came like in a snap. Now at the age of 15, I'm only doing 3 exercises and growing my biceps. Make sure to take notes on these exercises because I will explain the 2 years worth of crucial mistakes of no bicep growth. And to make it easier for you guys, the bicep consists of 3 muscles: the long head, the short head, and the brachialis. As you might have known already, the job of the biceps is to simply bend your elbow, where your palms are facing or against you. This allows you to support your arms while carrying things like a plate of food. To maximize gains, we need to replicate this movement of the biceps, which is where chin-ups come into place. This is such a great exercise for the biceps because it relies on a supinated grip. This is key for growing your biceps because being in a supinated grip helps you engage this muscle more than being a pronated grip. This allows you to pull yourself up in a full range of motion using this muscle. The wider your chin-up is, the more you are hitting your biceps with your elbows tucked in. This is a great exercise for progressing over time. For loading weight and reps is necessary for muscle growth. It might seem weird putting this exercise on this list because it's mainly a back exercise, right? But if you think it this way, it's not quite right. The biceps are also effectively targeted while performing this movement. This is the first bicep exercise that I have ever done in my fitness journey. Now having perfected the chin-up, I'm able to make more bicep gains. If you're not able to perform chin-ups yet, start with more easier variations such as the jumping chin-up and the negative chin-up. I would highly recommend investing on this exercise because over time it will make your biceps stronger. Although the chin-ups is a great exercise for the bicep, relying on them won't maximize more gains. To specifically control and target the bicep, adding bicep curls is a must. Like my story with the chin-up, this was the first movement that I have done for the biceps at the gym, and I realized that this is such a great exercise for this muscle. This 100% replicates the job of the bicep, which explains that this isn't just some bullcrap movement. Again, the bicep curl is mainly performed with a supinated grip, isolating this muscle more effectively. This also hits the long head of your bicep, responsible for the bicep peak that you see in flexing. This curl is a universal and staple exercise for the bicep, and this branches out to many types of movements. This leads to the easy bar curl, which is a cousin exercise to the traditional bicep curl, except that you're using a barbell to perform it. The hammer curl is another cousin exercise, except for the fact that it mainly hits the brachialis, responsible for wider, bigger biceps. And in my opinion, this is the most satisfying movement out of all of the bicep exercises that I have done. The seated bicep curl, on the other hand, is the most satisfying movement in burning your biceps. The reason for this is because being in a seated position creates a lot of tension and isolation to your biceps, restricting other muscles like the shoulders to cheat. I know that you might be thinking that I'm yapping about other variations of the bicep, but there's just one particular exercise that dominates them all. I remember in the middle of my fitness journey, I only relied on chin-ups and bicep curls, and I've seen a good amount of growth in that muscle. However, this all changed when I added this exercise to my bicep routine, which is none other than the preacher curl. What makes this exercise way more different than the others is that from the top and bottom, the tension of the bicep is always engaged, rather than the tension of the bicep curl, which is mostly only on the top of the movement. This allows a huge stretch to your biceps, while having a full range of motion when performing it. Not only that, your arms are cushioned where your biceps only do the work. So either way, you can't be doing no cheat reps. By far, this is the most effective exercise for bicep growth. The preacher curl with its locked arms and full range of tension offers the traits that the chin-up and the bicep curl don't have. Based on my bicep growth, the preacher curl is the main exercise that contributed to this factor, along with the chin-up and bicep curl. With these 3 exercises, you can grow your biceps easily, but back when I was 13, I made critical mistakes in how I approached bicep training. It wasn't until I understood the true principles behind muscle growth that everything changed. There are so many flaws that I did when I was 13 that prevented bicep growth. You see, one of the mistakes that I was doing is performing bicep exercises completely wrong. I would sometimes cheat in my bicep curls. by doing cheat reps, which didn't hit my biceps effectively. I realized that if I was doing cheat reps, I was hitting more on my shoulder, which absolutely defeats the purpose of bicep exercises. Not only this, I did not control the stretch and tension in the preacher curl. Therefore, I had bad form. Right now, I'm grateful to say that I have found this issue to begin with, because this is a major factor that prevents bicep growth. With these 3 exercises, ensure that you are maintaining perfect form, because poor form will stunt bicep growth. While performing these movements, make sure whenever you are breaking bad form, always correct it to perfect form as quickly as possible. However, I still had another mistake, which was progressing too fast with my progress. Week by week, I was bumping the weight too quickly, where I failed to meet my goals and my bicep gains. For example, I would curl 20 pounds of weight, then the next day I would curl 25 pounds of weight, and I wasn't strong enough to perform that exercise. The lesson that I learned is that it takes time to build your biceps. Whenever you have good or bad genetics, the bicep is a small muscle that takes a lot of time to grow. It is not like the chest or the back, and in the long term, you have to be patient in your bicep growth. Do not jump to a weight where it is too heavy for you, because it can lead potentially to injury. Just progress slowly with the reps. And the only time it is necessary to progressive overload with the weight is to know that your biceps have gotten physically stronger. With this, I have managed to solve all of my problems about training my biceps, which led to maximized bicep gains. Use my 2 years of experience to make more progress in your biceps, and learn from my mistakes to avoid stunted growth. With these 3 exercises, try these out to start now and to lock in with your bicep growth. Remember, training your biceps is not the only thing that you're doing for your arms. There are other components such as the triceps and the forearms. So click this video to maximize more gains. And with all this being said, I hope you found something out of this video. Please give me the support to subscribe and to leave a comment about this video. I hope you have a good day.